Hello, good night everyone. Alvin here. Tonight I'll be doing a video on how to link Mysql to Microsoft Access via the Obdc driver. Right? We're going to be linking through a WAM server. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to my WAM server. We're going to click on the PHP My Admin. Click on Go here. Right, so we're going to go to the database tab and we're going to create a new database. I'm going to name this database Students. I'm going to click Create. Right, as you can see, Students appears in the side panel here. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to create a table within the student database. We're going to name this table Student Info. Right, and I'll set the number of columns to 3. Right, so we're gonna set some fields. I'm going with student ID as the first field. And we're going to initialize this as a varchar and a length of about 6. The second field you're going to set is first name. And you're going to initialize this as text and a length of, let's say 8. And the third field and final one will be last name. You initialize this as text as well and set a field length of 10. Right, so we're going to save this. Right, so this is our table here: student ID, first name, last name. I'm just going to enter some information into the table, starting off with the ID. Right, enter first name. I'm going to use my name as one of the examples. I'll enter another one. Tom. Brady. Right, Tom Brady. Just making up names here. And you're going to click on Go. Right. We have inserted 2 sets of information here, 2 persons, right, with the first name, last name, student ID, first name, last name, right. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go to our browser, Google Chrome. Just a minute for it to load. Alright, so we're going to we're going to download the Obdc driver in order to link it to Access. Right, so this is the version that I used, and this will be the website you go to download it. Bear in mind, some of the versions of the Obdc driver doesn't work properly, so you could try out a few versions. If it's not working, you could just pick one out of the drop down list here. Right, I already have it downloaded, so I will go now to Microsoft Access. Right, and I'm going to start Microsoft Access in administrator mode. Run as administrator, and we're going to create a database now in order to link to MySQL. Through Microsoft Access. So we're going to click on this blank database. Right, we're going to click create. Right, and what we want to do now, we want to go to this external data tab. I'm going to click on this Obdc database here. Right, we're going to click on the second option, which is link to data source by creating a link table, and I'll click OK. Right, you're going to get a pop-up box. We're going to go to the machine data source tab. Right, and you click on new. Right, and we have the option for system data source. This option is only available once you run Microsoft Access in administrator mode. Right, so you're going to click on the second option. You're going to go to next. Right, and we're going to search through the listing here for MySQL server. Right, so mine is right here, version 3.51, and you're going to go to next. You click finish, and we're going to get a pop-up box where we need to add in some relevant information. Right, so we have to give the data source a name. I'm going to name this we say student, where we say data. Right, you can add a description if you want, and in the TCP/IP server settings here, we're going to type in localhost. Right, and the user, we're going to use root as the username. Right, and now we need to choose the database that we want to link. My name of my database was students. Right, and we're going to test that connection to see if it's connected, and the connection is successful. Right, we're going to click OK, and then OK again. Right, and now we have the table with the students information in it, student info. You click on this, and you click OK. Right, and these three fields is the same fields that we set in the WAM server. So we want to initialize this first one here, as student ID, as a unique identifier for the information in the database. We'll click OK. Right, and we now have our table with the information here. We'll double click this. Right, and this is the same information that I entered in the WAM server, which was, my name was one example, and I named Tom Brady. Right, and I'm going to add in one more just to make sure that it's working on both sides. We said Jane. No, wrong field. I need to type in the student ID first. Right, And then we go to Jane here, and Jane Smith or something like that, right? And we just go to file here and save this information, right? And I'm going to go back to my WAM server, right? I'm going to refresh the WAM server, right? And click on the student info here, right? And as you can see, the information I entered in the Microsoft Access is updated in the WAM server here. So this is how you link the MySQL to the Microsoft Access via the Obdc driver, right? And this will bring me to the end of this video.